Before we highlight the best and most challenging car shipping locations in the state, generally speaking, the best car shipping locations are going to be the biggest cities, followed by those locations on or near interstates. You'll have the quickest and least expensive auto transports from these locations. The most challenging car shipping locations are going to be in remote towns and cities. These are towns and cities that are more than 50 miles away from major cities or interstates. It takes more time and costs more money to ship a car to or from these remote locations. With these general guidelines in mind, let's look at the best and most challenging car shipping locations in the state. All right, as we take a look at the state of Michigan, your best car shipping locations are going to be along I-94, I-96, I-69, and I-75 from I-69 down south through the state. And so basically your best car shipping locations are in this pocket of Michigan. So those include the locations of Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Lansing, Ann Arbor, and of course the metropolitan area of Detroit. Now, there is one caveat to Detroit shipping cars to and from the city. When we talk about Detroit, obviously we still have major auto manufacturers located there. And so when they release their new vehicles for the year, those typically come out in late summer, early fall. And so the car carriers that time of year are focused on serving the auto manufacturers and the dealerships. And so if you're a private individual and you just have a single vehicle that needs to go somewhere from Detroit, you're probably going to your transport's going to take a little bit more time and cost more money that time of year because the car carriers are focused on bulk movements, bulk shipments. They're going to Ford, for example, in Detroit, loading up their trailer with Ford vehicles, and they're heading out to the Ford dealerships throughout the country. And so they're not really dealing with one person with a single vehicle going to some residential location somewhere in the country. And so your transport kind of takes a back seat in terms of car carriers' priorities. And so it just takes a little bit more time and again, oftentimes a little more money to entice car carriers to reserve a single spot for your vehicle. Now, the flip side to that is the car carriers are desperate to get their trailers loaded up as they head back to Detroit that time of year to get another load of the new vehicles. And so they typically will take a little bit less than they normally would because an empty trailer to a car carrier is lost money. And so they want their trailers as full as possible as they head back up to Detroit to get another load. So if you're shipping a car to Detroit in late summer, early fall, that is usually the best time of year to ship a vehicle to Detroit because you're going to pay the least amount of money that time of year. So just a unique twist with Detroit that you need to be aware of. But generally speaking, it's one of the better locations to ship a car to or from Michigan. Now, as we switch to the more challenging car shipping locations in the state, if I draw a line here along I-96 and then over to I-69, that corridor there, anything north of that corridor, particularly the further north that we go, those transports get more and more challenging. Again, what we mean by that is they are going to take more time and more money to complete. The reason is car carriers just don't get up into these areas of Michigan on a regular basis. That's just not their focus. Again, their focus is this pocket right in here. That's where they are concentrated. So anything north of that pocket in Michigan, those are challenging transports. To find out what it costs to ship a car to or from Michigan, get an instant quote on our website at www.jnstransport.com.